The lie every physiatrist eventually believes: I'll start my practice after this contract. I'll wait till my student loans are smaller. I'll wait till reimbursement improves. I'll wait until life settles down. Here's the uncomfortable truth. If you're waiting for the perfect time to build your physiatry practice, you're already behind. Not because another physician is smarter than you, not because they're a better clinician, but because they started while you were still waiting to feel ready. Meanwhile, hospitals continue demanding more productivity, insurance reimbursements continue shrinking, physician shortages continue growing, and patients desperately needing rehabilitation medicine wait weeks or even months to see a physiatrist. The opportunity has never been bigger. Ironically, neither has the hesitation. Waiting feels responsible until you calculate the cost most physiatrists believe they're preparing. Reading another business book, listening to another podcast, attending another conference, waiting until they have more savings, waiting until they understand billing, waiting until they find the perfect office, waiting until they know every answer. But here's the dangerous part: preparation has an endpoint, waiting doesn't. Waiting simply disguises fear as professionalism. Every month you postpone opening your practice is another month someone else builds referral relationships with your future patients. Every year you remain dependent on employed medicine is another year someone else determines your schedule, your compensation, your staffing, your vacation, and ultimately your professional future. Healing patients is your expertise. Why allow someone else to own the business built upon it? As a physiatrist with more than a decade of helping patients regain function and building a profitable rehabilitation practice, I have learned something few physicians are ever taught in residency. Clinical confidence is earned by treating patients. Business confidence is earned exactly the same way. You don't discover confidence, you create it. Readiness isn't found, it's built. Successful physician entrepreneurs don't possess some hidden advantage. They simply recognize something everyone else ignores. Readiness is never something that arrives, it's something that appears because you finally started. Notice what happens after your first referral source, after your first lease negotiation, after your first employee, after your first difficult business decision. You don't become less afraid because conditions improved. You become less afraid because experience replaced uncertainty. Motion creates clarity. Action creates confidence. Momentum creates opportunity. That principle has transformed countless physicians from overworked employees into profitable practice owners who now control their schedules, their income, and their futures. Hope grows when action begins. Healing extends beyond patients when physicians reclaim ownership of their careers. Helping others starts by helping yourself escape a system that rewards productivity more than purpose. The cost of waiting is higher than you think. Physiatry faces a defining moment. Demand for rehabilitation medicine continues climbing. America's population is aging. Neurologic disease is increasing. Orthopedic volume continues expanding. Yet the supply of board-certified physiatrists isn't keeping pace. That creates extraordinary opportunity for the physicians willing to build practices. While many doctors wait for certainty, independent physicians are creating referral networks, hiring providers, developing ancillary services, negotiating stronger contracts, and building businesses that appreciate while employed physicians negotiate annual raises barely keeping pace with inflation. 5 years from now, you won't regret beginning imperfectly. You may regret waiting perfectly. The greatest risk isn't failure. The greatest risk is discovering someone else built the practice you always intended to create. Let's settle this. Here's a question that usually divides physicians. Is waiting until you're ready actually responsible, or is it simply fear wearing a white coat? Comment below. What is the one thing you've been waiting for before starting your own practice? Tag a physiatrist who keeps saying, maybe next year, because next year has an interesting habit. It always arrives looking exactly like last year. The perfect time never appears, but something remarkable happens when you decide to begin anyway. You stop waiting for permission. You start building freedom. And one day you'll realize the practice you dreamed about wasn't created because the timing was perfect. It was created because you stopped waiting for perfection and started taking action. Your patients deserve your expertise. Your family deserves your freedom. Your future deserves your courage. The only remaining question is, what are you waiting for?